able to do whatever you want to do. The problem is your mind is very creative, and if you aren't aligning yourself with the higher aspects, with love, you will be aligning yourself with the negative aspects. Too many people in the world are doing that now. So,
one thing also to add to that is that if you find yourself in a lucid dream, then don't be afraid not to do something. So some people are afraid to interfere with dreams because they think it's a sacred message. And it is. It can be. But, we're given our intelligence to do something with it. We are intelligent and we are seeking beings, and we shouldn't not take initiative because we're afraid that this is a sacred message and I'm going to get in trouble if I do something. And some people also think that if they do something in a lucid dream, that if they go on a big journey, that they won't come back. They'll end up in a mental hospital, schizophrenic.
Oh, yeah.
No. It's amazing. I used to think that I had big reservations about applying dream work to people with mental issues, but it turns out that if dream work is well done, that it helps people with things like schizophrenia, psychosis, multiple personality. It actually helps. It does help individuals straighten those things out. It does.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good to know too. But so ultimately, the important thing for everyone to understand is that consciousness exists in a range of vibrations. The highest is perfect love, as Mike, you said, the unity of pure love and all that exists. The lowest, though, which we can choose, is fear. If you are afraid of anything, the only course for you to take is to turn toward love, because when you have raised your vibration high enough to be living in love, you will never fear anything again in your life. And I can assure you of that, because that's what I've done with my life, and I'm still finding it thrilling. But it came late in life. I hope it comes earlier in life for you. I'm sorry, David. What did you say?
Well, right, and turning toward love means embracing the things which cause you fear. So in your dreams, in your lucid dreams, you won't be able to control them completely, precisely because the dreamscape, he who creates a dream to begin with, is interested in your personal growth and will be challenging you. So in lucid dreams, sooner or later, in dreams, lucid dream, you will encounter things which you have to embrace. And those things represent your fears. Those things represent your limitations. And you can embrace them. You can integrate them. That's the great challenge of the journey involved in lucid dreaming. Again, it's just some people have the aptitude and spiritual disposition to do it a lot, but we all can benefit to some extent from trying to do it.
I have known people who got so into lucid dreaming, they look forward to going to bed at night. They prepared, they did candles, they did all kinds of things, and they insisted to me that what they did at night was almost more fun and more important than what they did in the daytime. Okay. And I didn't go any further than that. I thought it was amazing.
There are people. No, I didn't either. It isn't my disposition of fate to go that far into it. But I can tell you, there are people who follow what's called esoteric traditions.
My concern is whether lucid dreaming has anything to do with astral travel. What's the connection? Is there one?
Well, the traditional difference between the two is that astral travel involves you never go to sleep. You put yourself into a trance, leave your body, float around, see the cord that connects you to your body and all that sort of thing, and then you go back into your body and boom, you've done it. Dreaming, lucid or otherwise, involves going to sleep first. Okay. Now, having said that, there are people who do what's called yoga nidra. Yoga nidra involves basically trying to be aware as you fall asleep, maintaining awareness as you fall asleep. And very few people, you have to get pretty far spiritually to do this, but some people can do it. And when you fall asleep, maintaining awareness, the idea is that you can work on your issues without having to dream. Or dream unconsciously, but you can also, having fallen asleep without falling asleep, you then can start lucid dreaming if you'd like to, and you can work on your issues in your lucid dreaming.
All right, you've just boggled my mind. So you're saying
that there are people,
your body falls asleep, but your mind does not.
Certain people can do that. Yes, that's true.
Wow.
But otherwise, the difference is the astral projection, you don't go to sleep. Dreams, lucid dreaming, you do. You have to go to sleep first. Okay, but some people can make that transition without losing consciousness and can then lucid dream to their heart's content and do whatever they want to do, work on their issues. Or, there are people who follow esoteric traditions where, a small number of people within these groups go to other higher planets, other dimensions, talk to the natives there, etc. I do think there are higher dimensions, and I do think there are other planets in those dimensions.
Yes,
but it's not my interest or disposition to want to see them. There needs to be a real sense of adventure, of seeking when you do this. Some people have that interest and that disposition to do it within these esoteric traditions.
Okay, so is there a reason why someone should want to do this? I mean, this is something, I guess, which is rare, relatively rare. What's the advantage for someone to put in the energy and effort to learn to do that?
Lucid dreaming itself is not rare. Pretty much everybody will have at least some lucid dreams in their lifetime.
But this other fancy kind of dreaming where you stay awake and your body sleeps.
Yeah, well, people... There are more and more people who are getting to more and more advanced levels of mystical spirituality. And as that happens, there are still a relatively small number of people who can do that, but there are more and more all the time. And that's the encouraging thing. So,
but why would I want to? Why would I want to devote the energy to that?
In order to work on your issues and your problems, in order to work on your spirituality more consciously. Okay, if you haven't cleared up some issues and there are problems and the karmas that you have yet to resolve, you can do that in your lucid dreams by consciously calling them up, and they challenge you and you interact with them. You learn things from each other, and then you embrace and integrate them into your own being. So it's like this is going on in your mind while your body sleeps, and you're very aware that this is going on in your mind and is a dream experience, but you can control it, and you've really never lost awareness. That's correct. That's correct. And most people got to fall asleep. First, they have a lucid dream or a regular dream. You again, I really can't emphasize this point strongly enough. You can make spiritual progress. You can work on your issues. You can get through the negative stuff. You can clear that stuff. You can clear that stuff out of your system through dream spirituality.
Oh, fascinating.
Lucid dreaming is better than ordinary dreaming in that regard.
Okay, well, I can see that would be true for sure, because if
that is why we want to do it. To answer your question.
Yeah, because it can help you in your daytime life as you grow spiritually. It can help you work out issues that happen in your daytime life. You may not even recognize that their issues are blocks to your ability to grow, but in your lucid dreams, then you're saying that you can much more easily work on all of this because you're controlling an outside of artificial daytime life.
Right. And you can't control it completely. That's the key. They will challenge you with stuff.
Oh, okay.
You can rest assured those are the things that you need to work on.
Yeah, if you had a real woolly mammoth charging at you, it would be a lot harder for you to risk reaching for a carrot. But in your lucid dream, your life on Earth remains safe. So you can risk that and grow, is what you're really saying.
Right.
Because ultimately we're always safe. We know that for sure. But it's a little harder in your daytime life to take.
And most lucid dreams, there isn't. Right now, you and I in waking life have 100% awareness. Most good, relatively aware lucid dreams, we're only at 95% awareness, 85% awareness. So when that woolly mammoth charges at us, we don't have quite the discrimination to do what we would otherwise do. But if you have 99% awareness in a lucid dream, you know enough to embrace that woolly mammoth and to realize that it represents some issue in your life.
Okay, that's perfect. Now, David's website is World Spirituality, one word, worldspirituality.com.
That's the email. That's the email. The website is David Lowe, L-O-W, no E, David Lowe, MSPhD.com.
Okay, that's a harder one. Go to World Spirituality if you can't remember that. But what is it called? David, L-O-W.
MS, Masters of Science, Doctor of Philosophy, those degrees. David Lowe. MSPhD.com.
Okay, all right. That's great. If people want to reach you, though, they can just go to David at worldspirituality.com, send you an email?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to be talking with David again about dreams, because I've come to realize this is another area I really need to help you to grow in. So meanwhile, consider yourself hugged, David. This has been a lot of fun, and I have learned a lot myself, and we'll talk to you soon.
You're the greatest, Roberta. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. This has been Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes, and I'm really glad you could be with us today. I'm trying to help you grow spiritually, because that's the reason. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think about yourself. The reason you're here is to grow spiritually. Every challenge in your life is meant to be an assist in helping you grow. So this is what we're going to be primarily focusing on, I think, for a while. It interests me very much. Please never forget that you are a powerful, eternal being. You never began, you never will end. And when you really get that, everything in your life is going to be better. Next week, we're going to be talking with Serena Baptista. She is a lovely, lovely woman. She's a medium. I met her in Colorado in March, and she is a literal ball of energy and light. She lost her 7-year-old son in March of 2007, and she learned almost at once that little TJ did not actually die. Of course, we know he would not die, but he immediately came into her life to help her develop as a medium, explain about why he had gone and why it was important, and he has helped her learn how to train other mediums, and that's something she does now with joy. She's written 3 books, the most recent of which is My View from Heaven, and she wrote that with TJ. You're going to love the wonderful energy of Serena, and she is working now with her spiritually advanced son to really help spread the truth, as we all are, of human survival to all the world. Please just join us next week. And this week, of course, our guest has been David Lowe. He's here for the 3rd time. I keep forgetting about David, but David is just a fount of information about a number of things that I don't know about. So we're going to have him back again. His book is Universal Spiritual Philosophy and Practice, an informal textbook for discerning seekers. I talked to him about it 2 years ago. I did love his book. So if you'd like to kind of get an understanding about world spirituality, you could do much worse than to just read his book. One of the wonderful things about being alive today, because we've always been coming here to grow spiritually, but today there are so many different ways, like his book, like his work, like the other people I bring to you, that our spirit guides can help us to better tune ourselves spiritually and make this our last lifetime. Just remember, there are as many ways to grow spiritually almost as there are people, and your way is one you'll need to seek out for yourself. I'm trying to make that easier for you. As you know, I have many books. You can find them in bookstores and also primarily, of course, on Amazon.com, because bookstores are getting smaller every day. But if you want to talk about any of my books, if you want to talk about anything at all, you can always contact me through robertagrimes.com. I do answer emails. I used to say within a day. Now I'll say I try to do it within a week, but I will get back to you. But just please make sure you give me your correct email address. If you don't hear from me within more than a week, you know that you didn't give me your right address. Just send another email and I will get back to you. As you know, you can find past episodes of Seek Reality on webtalkradio.net, iTunes, through the app, which is available for free in the iTunes store. And eventually, after a year, they all show up again with my wonderful friends at Dream Vision 7 Radio. Meanwhile, this has been Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. Please enjoy and make the most of this coming week in our one reality, knowing that you are a powerful, eternal being, and you in particular are infinitely loved.
You've been listening to Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. Roberta blogs and answers questions at robertagrimes.com. Join us every week as we explore what the afterlife evidence and modern science combine to tell us is true about the one reality we all share. Knowing the truth changes everything.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.